This is a year of the guitar, number 23, and it's time to change my strings. And I know that for a lot of students, changing nylon strings is a bit of a daunting process or a little bit confusing how to knot them on. So I'm going to demonstrate that on today's entry. First of all, the strings that I use on a daily basis, my normal string are the Labella 2001 medium hard tension. I think they're a great sounding string, and they meet my needs perfectly. For recording, I like to use something even a notch above that, which is the Labella Argento silver strings. A little more pricey, a little harder for me to get, but nevertheless, it's a great string. So I save those for when it's really critical, like for a recording. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate two strings, because they're two different knots, one that you use on the treble, one that you use on the bass, and I'm also going to demonstrate the knot that you use at the head of the guitar. So first I'm going to do the third string. So as you can see, this is a close-up of my guitar, of the bridge, and as you can see, I'm running the string through the hole on the tie block, and when it comes down there, I'm going to take it and I take the string away from myself and back under there, and then under itself. And with the third string especially, I like to pull it a little bit tight, take up the slack, then I loop it under. Let's give it a little room so you can actually see. It's going to go right under the string, under there, once, and then the second time, and then I take up the slack on the string. Now, one important concept is that that last point where the string goes through, right here where the string is crossing itself over there, should be against this back surface of the guitar right here of the tie block, not across the top. Very important that it go on the back here, because that's how the pressure is kept on the string, which keeps it from slipping. There's a lot of tension coming through that hole, and it allows the string to sit there nice and firm, and there's absolutely no danger of slipping if you do it exactly that way. Now for the bass strings, I use a slightly different knot. I don't need to loop it as many times because there's a little more traction with the winding, which doesn't allow the string to slip nearly as easily. So we'll do the fourth string. Once again, we go through the hole in the tie block and away from myself, and then back towards myself, and then under. But in this case, I leave myself just a little bit sticking out rather than a lot. That's going to have to be trimmed. This way, I don't have to trim that end later. And you'll notice again that that point where they cross is against this surface here, the back surface of the tie block, not across the top. And I can take up the slack like so. And then as I begin to tighten it at the other end, once I put the other end up, it'll put a little pressure right there, which can cause the string to unwind, the winding to come undone just a little bit. So I take my thumbnail and I push in there once I begin to tighten it. So let's take a look now at how I tie the other end up by the headstock, and this is the same for all 6 strings. So now here we have the head of the guitar, and I'm going to be putting my 4th string through the top roller there. So it goes in through the hole, take up a little slack, bring it in through the top portion of the roller. In other words, coming up over that side, not under in between there, but over the top of the roller. I take up the slack, make sure the string is seated in the groove in the nut, and loop under itself just once. And I really take up the slack here, really pull it tight, and then pull it back, and then begin to tighten it like so, Now the reason I take up that slack is because I don't want to have to turn this too many times. It just takes way too long. This is much easier. There's no reason to have these wrapped around the roller many times, just a couple of times around. So again, by having taken it up and pulled it the way I did, it locks it in place, and then of course I can take a string winder and wind it as far as I need to. And bring it up to pitch. Once I get it closer to pitch, use the winder again on it, give it a few turns. Then you can just take the end of it and use a clipper of some sort. This winder comes with a clipper built in, and take it and snip the excess off, and it's as easy as that.